Well, I got to get my 30 minutes of biking in every day, so I'll take the same time to do two things at once. I'll tell you a story. I had a missionary come through when I was a kid back over there at Hamlet, and he told that he'd been a missionary in South America for most of 30 years and along the Amazon River, preaching the Word of God to those people. He called them blowgun people. He had their names and could say them and even speak their language, but he called them blowgun people as just a name simply because they lived with a blowgun. And that was the first blowgun I ever saw up close and personal, other than on movies or TV back then. And the old blowgun's an efficient tool. That's one of the reasons they were locked in the Stone Age, because why get a better tool if this one works just fine? He also talked about that the blowgun darts, I don't know if you can see these because these are just steel darts, they had bamboo darts. And the old bamboo darts, instead of having the poison on the tip, nope, you've always heard poison-tipped arrows or darts. Well, they always put the poison about an inch down so that if they poke themselves or scratch themselves, the poison wouldn't be there and kill them. So they were using a little bit of common sense. They might have been in the Stone Age, but they weren't dummies. They were not dummies. And rest assured, he gave a lot of good information. He had 8mm film was all they had back then. And so he took some home movies of them, no sound, but it was fascinating what his talks were. One of the things he talked about is when a young man needed a woman or wanted a woman, he would not look for a beautiful woman. He would not look for someone that could cook good or anything like that. Nope. He wanted one with brothers. And the more brothers, the better. You see, there was basically no law on the river. And so if you got into a conflict with anybody within the village or a tribal area or perhaps another tribe, you were on your own unless you had brothers. And they'd come in and they'd beat you up or maybe kill you, take your wife out into the forest, and if you were lucky, they may return her in a few days, maybe. Needless to say, the brothers, brother-in-laws, they would protect the family unit then. The more the better. And it's kind of funny, you know, if society breaks down, you might be needing some extra protection yourself. Because if it's just you, or just you and your wife, that's going to make it a lot easier for someone coming in to cause you trouble. And so needless to say, that was their thinking. And the Stone Age down there, well, it still exists, but it's declining quickly. And the world's hogging up the wealth and the resources of that land. This is McCook's Mr. Bill, talking about why and how the blowgun people get a wife.